Hi everybody, it's Kimberly here. I'm gonna give a little update on the stimulus package that has not been passed. Donald Trump did enact executive action, and in this action he lowered the unemployment to $400 a week. It was $600 a week, so that's been lowered. And then he put a eviction moratorium out where I don't know what the details are of it, but I don't think it's straight you can't evict people. I think there's some loosely threaded things in there to try to persuade people who own these houses and things not to evict people. So I don't think it's a real strong action there. And the payroll tax cut, he enacted that, which, it's questionable about whether or not we're going to have to pay that back next year or if it's going to be forgiven. Are we going to have to pay it back with our next year's taxes? Are they going to let us pay it out monthly, bit by bit? Are they going to tack it on to our next year's paychecks or what? There's nobody really understands what's going on, I don't think. And he also delayed or suspended the student loans, which, that needed to be done. It's hard to find a job that pays enough, and even if you do find jobs, do you want to go back to work there, with all I'm in Texas, and we have one of the highest rates of infection and death, and I'm doing a DoorDash job where I have to, be out in public constantly, going back and forth. And I don't think I even qualify for the hazard pay because I didn't start, I think it was like before January, some particular date in January. And I started about a month or two, I think I started like in March or maybe February. I can't remember when I started. I'd have to look that up. But by that date, I don't qualify for it. So I don't know if you have to work a certain amount of time, like if you work 6 months or a year or something, however long this pandemic lasts. So I don't know if I'm even going to be qualifying for any kind of thing like that. I'm at exposure to stuff. I wear my mask and everything in public, but I just don't know what's going on. And he did not include the stimulus check, the $1,200 stimulus check, alleged $1,200, in this executive action. So I don't know. I haven't even looked at the news or what. They were supposed to not go on break, but I believe that some of them did in the House of Representatives. I'm not even sure. I don't know. I just barely have been... They've been arguing so much back and forth. But I don't like to be too political or too controversial on my channel. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But at this point in time, you should be able to recognize, what particular group of people does not care about the working public. Because America is made up primarily of working class people. Very few people are millionaires or billionaires in this country. And to gear everything towards the benefit of this small particular percentage of people is, to me, beyond stupid. Why would you try to support people who don't care anything about you? I've never understood that. Why poor people would, I don't even want to use the word vote, why poor people endorse people who don't care about them and will not do anything to help them. Just the idea that you give millionaires and billionaires a tax break, so what? They don't appreciate the people that work for them. That's obvious by the rate that they pay them at, and the benefits they don't give them it's not your divine right to own a company in this country. Everybody thinks America is the land of opportunity, and it is, but to a degree. You have to pay for your privilege to own a company in this country. When you live off the backs of other people, you owe them, and you owe them a lot. Not minimum wage, not no insurance and no benefits. There was a book written by, actually I don't know who wrote it, but I guess Sam Walton, the guy who owns Walmart, or the nephew or somebody, I don't remember who wrote the book, but I remember when it came out. He was bragging about how much money he made and how wealthy he was, and he got a lot of criticism for it because they expose, how little he pays his employees and that he doesn't give them any kind of benefits, no insurance, no, only certain level of management and stuff like that. Well, yeah, lots of people can become rich by doing stuff like that. But to be, he was trying to brag about how he is the American success story, but he was the epitome of American greed, not the American success. So he got a lot of criticism for that, and he deserved it. And I've known people who work for Walmart, and they talk about how, no, we don't get breaks. We work 7 or 8 hours a day, and we don't get breaks. If we have to go to the bathroom, we have to just shut down our thing and leave, and sometimes a particular person was telling me this, that she nearly needed a change of clothes because she didn't get to go to the bathroom fast enough, or was almost not fast enough, and she kept waiting for somebody, calling and calling for a replacement. They kept telling her, hold on, and that's asinine, that people can't even go to the bathroom, and you're becoming billionaires and millionaires off of this. That's beyond stupid to me. I mean, I've owned a small business, I've been self-employed, and there is no excuse for not providing for your employees, especially if you are that wealthy and you're making that much money. That's beyond stupid to me. And this comes from somebody who was living off of, next to minimum wage, but providing for their help, that's beyond stupid to me. And that was just a side note, but back to the, I go off on a tangent sometimes, so I had to take my earring out. It was irritating me, my top earring. Oh, it's a little red. It's just, all in all, this whole pandemic has created the worst financial situation that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I was born, way after the Depression, so this is actually, they're saying, not a recession anymore. It's going into a depression because of the high rate of unemployment, and people are not putting back into the economy because they have no money, or below a certain amount, I don't know how some people are doing it. I mean, I feel very fortunate to even have the job that I have, and I really hope that they can decide on that check and what or how much it's going to be. I can't imagine them just running off and going on vacation while there's people out here who need a check, who are struggling. I mean, that's just, it just blows my mind how selfish some people can be when they can be in the position to be so financially stable and be that lucky, and they're waiting to see what happens, and they make comments like that, or waiting to see it should go away on its own. That's so, oh my God, on its own, waiting for people to expire, to see how many people expire. We'll see how many people expire from this first, before we get any money. I mean, that's the mentality of some of the people. You really see their true colors in the middle of a crisis. And this is showing how people really care or don't care. This is it. This is the center of their character is coming out. The ones that really don't care and have sat on their hands, not doing anything to, not wanting to give a check, or, there's one side that can concede, and that's the side that is the most greediest. Because this is an emergency. This is something that's going to financially ruin, it has already financially ruined millions of people. There are people that own businesses that they'll never reopen their business, and we're not talking like a few dozen or here. There are thousands of businesses that will not reopen. That people have struggled and saved their own money to do that, and out of this, some of them business owners are going to die because they will get sick too and die. And there are business owners, people who own businesses who have employees, they've gotten sick from coronavirus and died. So those businesses have closed down, or the family members or employees, they have not kept the job going or the work going. And if there are any grants or any loans or anything that are going to come out of this, we may not see the end of this till next year, they're saying. Maybe after wintertime or next summer. And if there are any kind of programs or loans or anything to help give people money to restart businesses or open new businesses, what it's going to be the criteria, or do you have to be a previous business owner, or we don't know. And there are thousands of businesses that have gone out of business. So that's hundreds of thousands, millions of jobs, when one person who owns a business stops running their business, they put however many people out of their job. And if it's a small business, like 10 or 20 people, or if it's a large business with, several hundred or 1,000, multiply that by how many, businesses have shut down. And people who are too scared to, or people who are on the verge of retirement and they're just too tired, they don't want to do it again. They may have contracted, this sickness, and they may have lingering health problems because they're finding out more and more, just more bizarre things that are lingering after you get sick if you survive it. I can't even remember. I was looking at some of the reports, and there are people that had strange after effects, and if those people, to the point where some of them couldn't work anymore, they were being disabled from this, and they were pretty much healthy enough to work before that, but they had after effects that caused them where their future is questionable, whether they can be independent or not. So this there's got to be some kind of financial help coming forward. I just can't see. This would be the most. I've heard of some people saying they wanted to leave America because of this. I think I'm a very patriotic person, and I really believe in this country, but I can see that sentiment. I can feel it, it would have to be extremely harsh for me to leave this country, because I really believe in this country, and I really believe that, it will be resolved, but, somebody's going to have to give up on their greed to fix this. And you're going to have to give it to the middle class, the working class, and the poor. And there's a set of people that don't want to do that right now. And this is defining their character. These are the defining moments in their life. And you get to see how these people are in the middle of a crisis, because your true character will come out in a crisis, and it's showing, who is the most greediest, and that they are going to just fend for themselves and not care about all the other people around them. So, think about that at election time, or who you support, and, the reason that you endorse people. Do you do it because you think someday you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire? Probably not. You are probably going to be working for the rest of your life. Or even if you are in a comfortable vocation, or you are financially stable, that can crash anytime. Like some of these people that were doing very well, all of a sudden in the middle of this pandemic, they've lost their businesses. Even wealthy people have been financially devastated by what's happening. And so you have to think about, what really matters to you. When you see how people treat the working class and the poor and even the middle class, people who work, they deserve more, and they deserve to be, this is a time to help, not for them to want to hoard, all their, I don't want to say money, but it's not so much money, it's the way that they are denying help to the rest of the country. That's asinine. There's one side that can be a little bit more magnanimous and look at the big picture of everybody who is struggling and suffering and, like, I don't want to use particular words, expiring from this sickness. To wait around and see how many people expire, God, the depths of that depravity in your nature to say something like that is not somebody I would want to be in my group of friends or to be associated with. Well, just my thoughts, my opinion, and the way I feel about it. How do you feel? Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.